Welcome back to another video, fellow citizens. Today we'll be going into a bit of a deep dive and speculation on what other events will be occurring this year in Star Citizen. Now, as all of you know, during the latest Inside Star Citizen, Jared stated that he'll be unveiling hopefully what is the last concept ship sale that'll ever be held. That being the Battlecruiser. Now I imagine that as time passes and we approach this quote-unquote large military event that's held in-game, this is currently rumored to be the 2956 Invictus launch week that's held in May. Now, there are a multitude of ship manufacturers. Each one has its own specific design language which could influence the role of the battleship. I believe that it actually won't be an Aegis ship due to the fact that we already have the Javelin and Idris both produced. It more than likely won't be RSI either. Thus, we have the newest winning bidder for the UEE Navy, of course that being Anvil Aerospace, meaning that this will have a very aggressive appearance with decent maneuverability for a ship of its size. I am expecting this ship to be roughly 600 to 750 meters in length with large caliber weaponry, possibly size 9 or 10 turrets to really put the punish on very large capital ships. This means that with the tactical strike group combat that we've seen will only be a beginning. This is a concept ship, so realistically Cloud Imperium Games is more than likely planning a follow-up event even later on a much larger scale. There will need to be content which puts this new battlecruiser to the test. Looking back at how real navies identified their ships was of course a frigate, small to medium warship designed with new maneuverability. This of course being mocked in-game as the Idris. Following this, we have the destroyer-class vessel, which is once used during World War II as a depth-charge warship to sink submarines, and of course mocking this would be the Javelin. Now, a carrier is usually a means of escorts for battleships, and of course there's no battleships in the game. The closest reference for this would probably be the Bengal. So I am expecting that this new cruiser to be somewhat of a escort ship for the Bengal per se. Now, these missions that we may see here in the near future, especially in the next system, is responding to Vanduul threats within a certain time frame. Once Genesis tech comes online and the planets are added, there may be additional missions where you have to respond to settlements that are under attack from the Vanduul. Now, the mission contract holder, or anyone that it's shared to, is tasked to go into that location, assisting in an overhead space battle such as the original Star Wars Battlefront games, where in order to get to a location, you had to fight a space battle above. Now, a player fleet would enter that airspace and be tasked with securing that area. Once complete, the next phase of the mission could begin. Now, a settlement, or maybe in the future a city, which has been attacked by the Vanduul and that is under a current siege, could allow for the new tech of which we've seen in the Citizen Con of the capital ship Vanduul turrets that are showcased to be set up around the city and provide a means of keeping capitals out of the area. And of course you'd have a small ground force that would deploy some distance away from these areas, have them move in with their MTCs, tanks, and take out these turrets from a ground perspective. Once these turrets are taken down, it would allow for larger ships to enter atmosphere and provide orbital bombardments, air support, and any other necessities. This would allow for a sort of combined arms forces gameplay, giving a role for all vehicles in the game. Now, maybe in the future we'll see new technology where this could be evolved to where the cities are unlike what we currently have. Imagine like how it is in Helldivers 2, taking key elements of that game to where the aliens are invading cities and players are required to do different tasks within this to halt the attack. It would be really neat to see where all this would be occurring and continued Vanduul reinforcements keep arriving until, let's say, a relay tower is taken down or their means to send in reinforcements are eliminated. This would allow for continued space combat to protect the ground forces that are securing the objectives below. Now, completing this mission could provide valuable reputation for this player, allowing them to purchase more sought-after items in the verse, such as better gear, better components, better ships, access to new hidden locations in which valuables may be stored. This would give the player a very rewarding experience, and could also add to exploration gameplay by assigning explorers to venture off into Vanduul-controlled territories, collecting unknown fragments, etc., and providing early warnings where they may strike next. Now, what we need to remember is that this is all just what-ifs, and if CIG is listening, I believe this would be a great addition to the game, adding to an overarching effect of the ever-changing universe in-game. Now, it would be cool to see contested systems. Maybe, currently we still have Nyx, Stanton, and Pyro, but adding maybe a conflict system where the UEE and Vanduul are still attacking each other, having planetary and resource control, and more to allow fluid gameplay. If you guys have any thoughts or questions on this, maybe even drop a comment below, like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, thank you guys for watching.